variety of
Welcome back, guys, to the AK Mindset Pod with another rendition of the AK Rewatch following Love is War Season 3, one of the best series, potentially the best out there this season, which is kind of debatable, but I think it's the best. And by now you should know who I'm joined with it, the one and only Daniel. Talk to them.
Yo, what's going on, people? Yep, Daniel here, and we are back, as Rajel said, with AK Watch, no longer rewatch, for Kaguya Season 3, Episode 5. And I said last week that was my favorite episode of the season, and then they came with this episode this week, and I'm thinking, am I going to be saying every week is my favorite episode of the season? Because this episode was amazing.
It's funny you say that because I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, how are we here again with another absolute stupid banger? Like, it's actually going to be every week. It's guaranteed it's going to be every week. We're going to say this one tops the other. Like, there's no lows or all highs. It's crazy.
Right. So, I guess similar to last week, we already touched on it, but what did you think of the show?
It was very different from the other previous episodes. This was more touching with the humor. A lot of the other episodes touched on personal growth, trying to accomplish certain things, trying to hit certain goals and achieve or look to the future. This one was kind of like the classic, what we're used to in terms of the formula of Kaguya Lovers War. You come with the the well-known dynamics between the characters, and then add the comedic element to it, and that's kind of what made this episode so unserious to me. It was unserious, but that's kind of thing I love about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think the one word that came to me was absurd, because that's the embodiment of this. It was ridiculousness, it was ludicrous, all sorts of craziness, but very entertaining. It might not be my favorite episode. I feel it's my favorite so far, but it's definitely the funniest episode of the season. Just all the elements, that first half, I was just laughing throughout. So without further ado, let's just jump in. So we start with Chika Fujiwara wants to beat a rhythm. And in this part we have Fujiwara learning how to rap, basically, which is, again, I never thought we'd be seeing this in Kaguya, but one thing I thought was interesting is that they followed up on that plot point with Miyuki rapping. I didn't actually think that was actually going to turn into a thing.
No, likewise, it became such a significant backdrop to this episode, because as soon as you jumped into this episode, they hit you with them standing on the field, they're rapping, and then you kind of get the backstory of the kind of ramifications of the karaoke that Miyuki Shirogane has been, trying to rap, and Kei has been suffering. Hey, shout out to Kei. She has been suffering. She doesn't know what to do. She's like, why is this guy rapping in my ear all day, every day? I saw the distraught in her face. She was in pain.
She was ready to catch an M charge for him. It was that bad. She said, I'm gonna have to kill you.
Chika was shocked. She's like, what? What do you mean, kill? What? Kei said, I'm on crud. I need him to stop today, not tomorrow, today.
I think one of the funniest parts is this part was just when he started rapping, and then you just see Chika flying through the air. That was decent. I can't lie. He was foaming at the mouth. He said, "What? Apologize to music, not even music and musicians." He said, "Apologize to the concept of music itself."
Imagine.
That's so far away. I don't get how he can be so bad at these things he tries to do. But I can understand you might not have the aptitude, but he's just so. It's like he starts every single thing he does apart from studying at level 0. Not even level 0, -0.
No, it's actually crazy. It's somewhat demonic. It's definitely -0 because there's no way.
Oh, how can you have -0?
It has to be right, even though there's no way. But that's what I mean. It's so crazy that it has to be a number that you can't get. It has to be -0 because it can't be logical. Because what we are put through with him is illogical.
Yeah, he stinks. I can't lie. He really. Actually, let me not be too harsh. I mean, everyone starts from somewhere. He just starts at the very bottom of the ladder. So, yeah. And another thing that I liked is how they tied in the previous episodes where he's learning stuff. They were saying, oh yeah, you learn rhythm with the dance,
yeah,
and then the pitch with the song. And then I really felt the frustration when Chico was back. It's like he didn't learn anything from me. You just learned it one time and you've forgotten it already. I was like, yeah, I can understand why you're frustrated, because those two experiences, you should be able to, you shouldn't need me to walk you through every little thing. But I did hear what he was saying when he was saying, okay, when I focus on the rhythm, I lose the pitch, and if I focus on the pitch, I lose the rhythm. But I think if you're singing, surely you should have a sense of rhythm anyway.
No, it's true, you should. It was confusing to me because I'm like, what he said did make sense, like you said, but it also didn't compute in the fashion that like it was delivered, because you do have a sense of rhythm, just being able to kind of articulate the words in a vocal manner. You know what I mean? It's not just you're not just speaking. You're not speaking, bro. Even speaking, there's a rhythm and a cadence to it. Man was acting like what he was doing was out of this world. Like managing these two different aspects of singing is not manageable. Like you have to be a pro. He was wilding. I was like, bro, and then like Chika is there suffering, saying, like you said, I've wasted my time with this guy. This has been an absolute waste of my time, because by now he's put in 1,000 hours. By now he has to have put in 1,000 hours in terms of all the practices and stuff they've been doing with Chika.
Too.
Bruh, she's suffering. This is the only time when I feel sorry for Chika, because usually we're on the Chika low-key bad vibes, low-key, you're doing the most, you're scheming, uncalled for. But there's episodes like this when she's with Shirogane. I'm like, oh, do you know what, Chika, you have it bad sometimes. You actually have it bad.
Definitely, because we get onto her, but her patience is just on a different tier. Because to be able to be like, I don't want to teach you, I'm still going to teach you, even though you're horrible at this. I commend her. That's one attribute about her that I have to commend her for. But I did find it funny how she thought rap was just saying, yo, they had a little discourse on, okay, what is actually hip hop and all those stuff. And then the president taught her how to rap, so she could teach him how to rap.
Backwards. Do you know?
I understand the frustration.
Bruh. I was lost for words because it didn't actually make sense. Like, I was allowing it to take place before my eyes, but I was thinking deep in it. I was like, you're teaching you're teaching Chika so she can teach you. But then I did like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Teach yourself, bro. Actually, just working yourself. You actually know the formula. You understand. You have a good grasp of it, because he was so intellectual with it. Like he was saying how intelligent you have to be a rapper, and it's a discourse of exchanging words, and lyrics are like emotion, but you're translating it like articulately, so in a manner that somebody can respond to or other people can understand. So like, bro, you have such a grasp and understanding of rapping as a concept. How can you not rap?
Its application is failing, but that's one thing I never thought I was gonna see in Kaguya. Discourse on hip hop and then how to rap and the beautiful essence, which is freestyle. I'm just thinking, this is okay. We're dipping into elements that I wasn't expecting. I appreciate it though, and I guess okay. What did you think of Chika's rap?
The first rap, the one where she was just doing the yo part, like. Yo.
Okay, yeah. Compare the progression from when she was putting her emotion to when she was just trying to rhyme.
Yeah, the first one, like, I was flowing with it, even though when it was pointed out that she was just doing the most basic. But because I'm so shocked and surprised that there's rapping in Kaguya Love as well, I was like, you know what, this is kind of hard. You know what I mean? But in comparison, the first rap was dead. The first rap was mumbo jumbo. She was just, she wasn't really into it. She was just trying to sound like a rapper. You know what I mean? She was just trying to do what she thinks people do when they rap. But the second one was when, she was about that life. When it was her diss track. She was she was putting in proper energy to it. I was like, wow, this is fire in the booth. Hot session.
Yep, I appreciated the first attempt. I think it was good. Just because I didn't expect her to. I didn't even expect her to be decent, but she was decent. And then Miyuki said one line and it clicked for her, and it kind of showed to me that the cultural arts are really where she excels, because she was thinking, oh, it's just like playing a piano. I'm like, raw. It's kind of wavy how you can take your experience playing an instrument and apply it to this. Then the second one, she went in. I can't lie, she went in. And it's just the way she said, what's it? Go back to drinking your mummy's milk. And then she swore. I burst out laughing, I can't lie.
Hey, the swearing had me crying. Actually had me crying because it caught me so off guard. I was like, what, Chika? What are you doing, man? This is supposed to be PG. Chill out. There's no need.
As well.
On campus as well. Like, she's acting like teachers won't be just rolling around campus. Like, she's scot-free. She was doing, but I like the confidence. That's when you know she was in her bag for real. She was like, cool, I'm just flowing with it. Watch this. It was definitely built different, and you can tell that Shirogane was shocked. Like, rah, first thing, this girl can rap. There might be hope for me. He was like, she can now teach me, even though it's still backwards, even though it still doesn't make sense. But he was like, rah, there's hope. I can see the end of the tunnel. I can see the light. But I don't know. She's wavy. It's moments like this when I just have to appreciate Chika and try and let go of my hate for her.
Yes. She did well. I guess we'll move on to the next section. What's it? Hayasaka wants to talk, and this was a very, very good segment. It was a mixture of funniness, had some seriousness, and also was entertaining. So, it's got all the elements that you want. So I guess we'll start with ask your thoughts on. Let me do something different. Who stood out the most for you in this section?
Ooh, I think Kaguya because of how she still can't see the effect that her love is having on her regarding her her outward actions, because like, bro, she actually doesn't make sense sometimes, because this is actually hurting you, this is actually affecting you. When Hayasaka is getting phone calls and is meet up and you want Shirogane. I think that's what kind of is it's not that it this is why it stood out to me. It's not that it shocked me, because I expect that for my character and we've seen it throughout, but it's kind of adding on to the catalog. It's adding on to the case that Kaguya, by now you have to just know the truth. And I feel like in this season there has to be one point where it doesn't have to be like thorough, but she kind of reflects and is like, oh, I do. Do you know what I mean? In her heart or in her head, so that the audience knows. Because Miyuki kind of has done that, but he hasn't outwardly done it. But he has done it in a way that, like even later on in the episode when he's having thoughts of another girl, like he was having thoughts of what's his name, Ishigami with Kaguya. So he's kind of open to the idea that he has that jealousy and he knows. But Kaguya hasn't done it in the same light, you know what I mean?
That's a good point you made there about her not being, I guess, do you mean like she's not acknowledged it herself?
100%.
That's like influencing the way she behaves, where she's putting up a front. If that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. She just still seems that she doesn't understand her motive behind most of her actions. Because at some point, you have to understand that I'm doing so much and going out of my way to do so much that, what is the motive behind this? You're not trying to protect Shirogane. You're not super worried about Hayasaka. Like, why are you going... Like, because this is, if you think about it, it was ridiculous. Because obviously when Hayasaka got the phone call and it's Shirogane and Shirogane is trying to profess some emotions or his feelings towards her, whatever those feelings may be at this time, because Kaguya didn't know. Kaguya's like, did you see her face? Did you see how she looked at Hayasaka? She looked like she was gonna kill her. I was like, what? you can't look at somebody like that and not understand deep down and deeply reflect on why you're feeling these emotions, because like that's unnecessary hate. Legit.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think this is probably going to be touched on later on in the season, because it's obvious like they both like each other, and we're still in this stage where I think more so for Kaguya, she doesn't really. I feel like she's kind of admitted it in like roundabout ways, but not a clear acknowledgement like you have been mentioning. And we're seeing the effects that it has on the outside escalate to a degree where the antics are, I guess, getting worse and worse, and I guess we're just waiting to see how far it will go until she actually has that penny drop moment or someone kind of checks her for it. But yeah, we have to see him. But I guess for me, a character who stood out the most, I have two in mind, but I'm gonna go probably with Hayasaka because we got to see the true emotions. I mean, she's mentioned it before. I think early in the season, I think maybe the second episode when they're coming back from the karaoke, where she mentioned she was jealous, but now we truly see what she feels. And the reason why I said this stood out to me is because I want to see how this will affect her relationship with Kaguya moving forward, now that she said all those things. If this is going to affect how Kaguya relates to her and the things that she might ask her to do, because there was a lot that she said, stuff like, oh, I want to be a normal teenage girl, I want to have male friends. That was a big one for me, because she seems so smooth, but if she said that was, I want to have a male friend, that tells me she doesn't really interact with boys like that, or she doesn't have time to.
Yeah.
And that actually leads me to another point. When I was watching, the Ox and Rap podcast with Satsuki and Perry, they were bringing up that there might be a love triangle between Hayasaka, Kaguya, and Shirogane. And I didn't want that to be the case, but I do feel that it's trending in that direction, especially with this episode based on the interactions. And if I use the my knowledge of rom-coms, the way that things are panning out, that Hayasaka and Shirogane, they're interacting more, and that they're actually just interacting with them, not involving Kaguya, like we saw earlier on. But yeah. So we see that Kaguya and Shirogane are what's it? No, Shirogane and Hayasaka are interacting more, like on a one-to-one basis, not involving Kaguya, which is obviously causing their relationship to grow,
Yeah.
and that might cause Hayasaka to develop some sort of feelings, because obviously she wants to experience. She said she wants to experience the bittersweet moments too. So, and if she doesn't have that much experience with boys, I do think she might be more vulnerable, falling in love. I hope it doesn't go in a direction, because I don't want to see no love triangle. Those are tired, and I really don't want to see it. So please,
I'm not
if I
gonna
see it,
lie. I kind of
you're
want to
gonna
see
hear me
it.
complain.
I
Oh
kind
my
of want
days,
to see it, bro.
you're chaos.
Bro, I kind of want to see it. Like,
You're gonna be arguing.
shout out to the Ox and Rapford, but I know they also didn't want. They were talking about they didn't really like the idea, but I kind of like it because it will force Kaguya to grow. It will force Kaguya to confront everything that I was talking about, the issues regarding her not understanding her motives, and that it will be by force. She has to now.
Yeah, but
And
don't you feel it's a bit cheap to just use the love triangle to force the growth rather than having it happen naturally?
it is semi-cheap, but in terms of like the context of Kaguya Lovers War, it feels well placed. It doesn't feel like it's a forced situation, because you can see how Shirogane and Hayasaka interact. There's clearly a chemistry. There's clearly a ease. They're able to like really open up to each other in a way that we haven't seen with other characters. And you know, just that kind of female-male dynamic where you can see there's potential. And I feel like they both know it. And it's one of those where Shirogane will be like, if this is not working out the way I know, I like this girl, really like this girl, Kaguya, but am I willing to, you know, stay in this predicament, like stay in this situation I'm in at the moment where nothing's really happening? Whereas with Hayasaka, there have been multiple occasions now that they've actually had real growth moments with regarding each other, and this episode is another example of it, where, and it's not like it was difficult. Just imagine it was the karaoke situation, the discussion about, do you have to live a lie to be loved, or do you have to be a different person to be loved, or can you not show your weaknesses? Like, you have to be weakness free to be loved, or the other person can't see that. That inspired him to then say, look, I need a way to convey a message to her that she knows that you don't need to be all that, or you can be, and I'll do this by understanding that rapping is my weakness, but through rapping I'm also going to convey my emotions and my feelings. That is so deep. That is so, like, you know what I mean? That's so vibes. That's the romance. You know what I mean? That's the love story coming together. And we don't really have that kind of dynamic with Kaguya and Shirogane. Like, we don't really have that impetus where, because they always get in each other's way, and that they're always getting themselves their own way regarding, you know, pushing forward in like the romance. But it's been seamless. You know what I mean? Hayasaka and Shirogane has been
doing a good job.
It's been
sell this.
Bro,
the car
it's beautiful.
By me, because I have a pushback.
Bam, the stocks are here. Buy in early.
We already know that clearly likes. Okay, this is my first issue. We clearly know that Kaguya and Shirogane are gonna get together eventually. I don't know when.
Yeah.
I don't like Hayasaka
in
being
their 50s.
No. during the Sky School. I don't like Hayasaka being inserted just to be like, oh yeah, oh, I like Shirogane too. but it's obvious it's never gonna go that direction, and I don't really want her to just be used as a love interest. And my second thing is that we have multiple moments in the previous seasons where Shirogane is doing the most just to make sure that Kage doesn't have the wrong idea about him, and he's doing the most to make sure he looks presentable towards her. Ergo the ranking with the exams, and also we saw it. I think it was the last episode, or it might have been the episode before that, where he doesn't want her to think, oh yeah, I'm going to mix up with girls. He didn't care if anyone else didn't believe him. He was like, oh, I need you. You're the only one I need to believe me. So the passion is there.
I hear that.
I don't think that he's been swayed by Hayasaka, because he's made it clear, even in season 2 when she was being Hayasaka from the different school, and he was immune to any of the advances, and he made it distinctly clear, yeah, I like someone else.
Bro, like, I hear that. It is true. But how much of that is that the fact that he's scared of he's scared of Kaguya? Because I'll be scared to like, if Kaguya is an op, I'll be scared to live my real life, my true life. I'm joking.
This is
No.
the true colors of
no.
It
was agendaless. It was agendaless. No, there was no agenda.
Kaguya agenda is bad.
No, there was none. I promise, there was no agenda. No, it wasn't the Kaguya hate. It wasn't. I don't want that to, in the court, I don't want that to, they'll be like, oh, you're biased and that. And here's the history. I don't want that. This is from the heart. This is the truth. I just, and like, I see it. They do have that dynamic as well. And I know he does like her.
He doesn't.
No, I mean, he does like Kaguya, not the...
Oh, okay.
I don't think he likes Hayasaka yet. He does like Kaguya, but I know in his... I know in his heart, he understands that there's potential with Hayasaka. He might not like her yet, but he understands in his heart. I know when he's going to bed and Kei is brushing her teeth, cussing him, making noise in the other room, and he's just there meditating on life, he thinks, oh, Hayasaka, she's kind of peng. She's nice, she's sweet, she's intelligent, she's smart.
Listen, you're doing the most, but I won't say there's no credence, because like, I think last episode Kay said, oh yeah, he's been texting Hayasaka a lot, and I was thinking, oh, is that because when when Kaguya thought about the line thing, and then she stepped in and said, oh yeah, it was me. I thought it was that. But if they've actually, because they linked up and she told him, oh yeah, I work for Kaguya, and I was like, raw, that's big, So they might actually be talking more often than I'm giving credit for. So obviously they might actually do have a good relationship. So you do have credence there, but I guess we'll wait and see.
Fam, it's like Hayasaka said, it starts as a friendship, and then you never know. You never know.
It's gonna be sticky. I'm not gonna lie. It'll get messy. But,
100%. Because just thinking about the dynamics between Kaguya, and we've seen her more in this episode. She trusts Hayasaka so much, like with her life. That's what makes this situation very sticky. And I don't understand if like someone could just really destroy Kaguya in that way, in that aspect. If what will happen to her as a person? She'll probably go back to Ice Queen, #1 sharpshooter, ice cutter. I don't know. She'll be doing the most again.
It'll be scary. Yeah, can't lie. It'll be scary. But I think another element of this segment I wanted to talk about is just the rap in itself. I think in terms of just stepping away from the actual content, the way this episode is put together is just inspiring. Okay, not inspiring, but it was thrilling to see. I don't know this word, but I really feel it was put together brilliantly. The direction, You can tell that the director, the animators, they were whoever did the storyboard, they knew what they had to do to elevate the manga. I haven't read the manga, but I know if I read this compared to watching it, it doesn't compare. Just one scene that I really liked was when Miyuki's about to start rapping, and then he goes to Chika, oh yeah, start, and then it transitions to her like looking big, and it turns like the park into like a a DJ disc
Yeah, the turntables.
and yeah, the turntables, that's it. And that transition was wavy, and even the scenes while they were doing the rapping, they were really dynamic, and they caught your eye. And Chica's rap is just ridiculous. She said, what did she say? She said, I don't know if I should two guys effing. I don't know if I should cheer them on or something else. I was just like, bro, you are just so ridiculous. She's just Chika, this episode she was funny. But like she had me laughing because that line is just so. It's just so. That's why I kept saying the episode is absurd, because Miyuki, he's rapping to Hayasaka, and he's saying things that are serious, but I just
proper serious, man.
Seriously, because he's rapping to do it, and then Kage tries to rap, and then she's cussing out Hayasaka. I was like, what are you? I was like, bro, how can you talk after all she does for you? But I don't know if she was drawing her out on purpose. I don't know. I'm still looking into it. And what did you think of the rapping?
No, likewise. I think my favorite animation and transition is when they were on the path and they started walking towards Hayasaka. And they changed the transition, and when they scoped back out, it was understandable because Hayasaka was being dragged back by Kaguya on one of those pulleys, and I was like, that is so clean. The whole like transition was clean because they still kept it in context within, like, you know, it's not some magic thing that suddenly there's a new camera shot and there's a, do you know what I mean? It was just a different point of view from where Hayasaka was first standing, but now she's sitting and now she's rolling backwards and they're walking towards her. And they really gave that kind of rap element, that music video, MTV classic, you know, them ones where when there's all of them are shot exactly like that. Yeah, that was, you can tell that they spent a lot of time thinking about how they're going to do that, and just to make it that smooth and seamless, it was actually stunning. I think it added to the comedy so much, and that's why, like you said, you actually couldn't take what the significant and important things that were actually being said in the rap seriously, because it was nonsensical. It's actually just dumb. It was like, why are you guys, like, man was rocking the hoodie, Chika was rocking the hat backwards. What was happening?
I can't take it serious.
I was like, what's happening? Oh my days. And I definitely feel like Kaguya's vocals was when she split up into 4 Kaguya's was a shout out to like ABBA or something. I know I've seen that transition on an old music video, and it was like
Bohemian Rhapsody,
that's the one, something like that. And I was like, oh my days, you guys took time with this. You understood and you completed the task. Facts. It was right there. It was on point.
They're doing a good job, A1 Studios. They're doing a really good job with Kaguya. So there's the team that they put together for this show. They understand the series and they know what needs to be done to actually make it an anime. And I think before we move on to the last segment, one thing I wanted to ask you, Rizal, is what do you think the main plot thread coming from this segment is gonna be, or the most significant moment, I should say?
I think the most significant, like most impactful regarding what's gonna happen next in the seasons, Kaguya understanding Hayasaka's perspective. understanding some of her emotions, how she feels. Hayasaka, she confirmed it. She's on helping her 24 hours a day. When does she sleep? When does she eat? Nobody knows. She's working to safeguard Kaguya throughout this whole period, and I'm happy that she now has a new budding friendship with Shirogane. Fingers crossed, you never know. Relationship, marriage, kid, you just never know. Let me just stop. Let me put in the atmosphere and leave it. But
we'll take it out.
Her being able to have that, it's kind of giving her confidence to kind of voice her opinions and voice her feelings. I think before that, she was so kind of isolated, and her focus was Kaguya, that it kind of encompassed her whole world. She felt like maybe she didn't have a person. She wasn't an individual. She was just whoever Kaguya needed. You know what I mean? She's different personas. Whoever Kaguya needs in this situation, I'll be that. But you can tell how her ability to kind of like, the ability Shirogane gave her to express her emotions is going to be key. Move on from now. And Kaguya seeing that's going to be key. And the relationship that is formed within Shirogane and Hayasaka, that's going to be magical. And shout out to Chika staying consistent, because she's 100% a perv, because she heard male relationships. She said, I love male relationships, and her nose is bleeding. Why is her nose bleeding?
Yeah, she needs to. Yeah, she's. Hey man, I guess she likes that kind of stuff. I mean, can't knock it. Not my flavor, not my piece of pie, but
why is her nose bleeding, bro?
Hey man, it's like one of them Japanese gags.
Oh my days, every time. Well, if that nose bleeding was a real thing, I'll be dead.
Help me! Help me!
Oh my God. It's time for bed. And that's all for this week, folks. Just yeah, you know. Yes. For me, I think one of the more impactful things from our takeaway is Shirogane's personality, because he didn't have to orchestrate this big ordeal for Hayasaka, and especially because he doesn't even know her like that. I think it really highlights that he really is a good person, looking to help people. Doesn't really matter about the level of relationship that he has with you. He's willing to do what he can to help, and I don't know if that's gonna become something where, oh, you're nice to everyone, and that becomes a problem because Hayasaka said all those things. I don't know if Shirogane is gonna go out of his way to help her so she can do some of those things, because I feel as if he might resonate with the way how hard she's working, especially because of his background with how he kind of he's got a part-time job, so he doesn't really have that much free time, so he might be able to relate to her in that sense. So he might do more things compared to what he would do for Kaguya, especially because he doesn't like Hayasaka like that now, so he might find it easier to invite her out to do stuff one-on-one. So I'm interested to see where this Kaguya and Hayasaka and Shirogane relationship is gonna develop, and I don't know. Unfortunately, it's probably gonna go down the love triangle thing. But, hey man, the drama. I think it's a drama series too. So I'm gonna have to be here for it. Yes, that was that section, and now we're going into the last one. Maki Shijo wants some help. Honorable shout out to Maki.
Hey, shout out to the original Shigo from Kim Possible, sweet one. You know what I mean? We out here.
I'm actually watching Impossible.
Are you?
Again,
Littier
I'm
show.
on season 4. I'm on season 4 still. I don't know how Ron managed to secure Kim, but he worked his magic. That man, he definitely did some tomfoolery to secure Kim.
Bro, the mandem have been researching, analyzing, trying to understand the dynamics and how it worked out. To this day, still doesn't make sense. But you know, I clap and I applaud them, because that means there's hope for everybody. If anybody thinks they're slacking, you can't slack.
To be fair, yeah, there are actually a number of like girls who actually liked Ron in the series, so I can't even be mad at it. But yeah, that show is wavy, so it's still wavy to this day. But that tangent aside, um, what did you think of this to conclude? Because it was kind of, it kind of felt packed on, if you get what I mean, where
I see.
the first two half were so continuous, if you get what I'm saying, where it flowed as if it was one, and then you just have this extra bit which was discontinued. But most Kaguya episodes are like that, so I don't really put that as a knock, where you have 3 segments put together, where sometimes when it's 2 continuous ones, it's I guess sometimes one can feel out of place.
No, I hear that. Now thinking about it like that, it does seem it wasn't like a random kind of like tangent moving away from the first 2 parts. But I still I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope we get more of these kind of Ishigami and Shirogane support group antics, because
Yes, sir. I love Maki, man.
Hey, Maki.
I don't know why she's so likable.
For no reason, and she's just a great character, and she brings something that's so different. She has so much similarities to Kaguya, so we kind of gravitate to her, but then she has parts of her dad so distinctly her, and we continue to get her personality throughout her appearances, and just seeing that she's not totally on the I'm gonna take your man. She's also, I respect friendship and that, but she still wants to take people's man, so it's in the medium at the moment. I don't know where to go with it. Home wrecker, but also friend supporter.
One thing I wanted to mention before we kind of discuss further, do you think that Kashiwagi knows that Maki likes her boyfriend, who we actually found out his name's Tsubasa? Because I think she knows. I definitely think she knows that she's doing some of the stuff on purpose to torment. That's just my head canon. I really think she's intuitive. Damn, English is kicking me today.
It happens like that, bro.
To know. I think that's how you say it, intuitive. But yeah, I think she knows, basically.
No, I feel like she might have an inclination that there's something there. I don't know. I don't want to go out there on a whim and say she knows. Because it's hard. Do you know the thing is, like, in reality, it's hard not to know, because people are mostly obvious with those kind of stuff. It's not a part of our behavior or character that we practice to hide a lot. It's not every day you're in love with somebody, you know what I mean? So you don't practice hiding those kind of emotions. So stuff happens, and your expression, the way you're acting, your smile, the way you're talking changes, and it becomes super clear cut. That's that person likes that person. So there must have been times, especially the fact that they spend a lot of time together being best friends. So I can see that happening, that she knows and is maybe offended that Shigo is not telling her, not being open to her as a best friend and saying, oh look, I know that this is your man, but I also like him, and let's have a conversation. Not that like I'm trying to home wreck, but low-key he's trying to home wreck.
She's crazy. You saw what she did,
Oh, it was crackhead behavior.
He's hiring private detectives. That's why I believe she knows. If she's that intrusive with the boyfriend, and she was always suspecting the boyfriend of being with her, I don't know. I feel. Then again, she's a Shinomiya, so she has different clouds. It's not as easy to track.
True.
Enough of that. My conspiracy theory. One thing that I think this is why I enjoy Maki as a character. The way she reflected in on herself, the mistakes she made in the in her approach to the boyfriend Tsubasa. She said, "Okay, I mean, I can think about it, rethink it, but at the end of the day, I made a mistake and I can't take it back." And I really liked the honesty. I think that's one thing she brings is honesty, where she said, "Oh yeah, I was too scared," and then the guys were like, "Oh yeah, I feel you on that one. I feel you." I really like that. I think honesty is one of the traits that really shines for.
Yeah, she's honest. She's always seems to be open. She trusts other people a lot. She's willing to kind of conversate about her experience and how she feels. And it seems like she's also a lover of tea, like Ishigami. And you know me, I love tea. Not the gossip, but the herbal drink.
Lily flower.
Oh, it looked soothing because the way she slept it up, she had 3 cups. I counted. I was jealous. I was like, "Where's my cup?"
I was enjoying stuff. They used the same animation too.
Did they? I didn't even notice.
It was the same sequence.
Don't kill me. I always, I didn't notice because I was so fixated on the glass or the see-through cups, because I actually really like those cups and I actually want to get one, because mugs sometimes are boring. I want to see, the color of my tea. I want to see, what I mean? There's something about it. I was distracted.
You could see it from the top, no?
Yeah, but that ain't it, man. Like, I want to be on the same level as my tea. I want to look it in the eye. I don't want to look down on it. I don't want to be disrespectful as I drink it. You know what I mean?
No. What are you talking about? Bro, they're tea leaves, man.
Fam, I love tea like that.
I like tea too. Bro.
Yeah, but tea... Fam, you have to get to that level when it's like ritual. Like, you have that respect for the tea, and then the tea has the respect for you, and you drink it, you harmonize. Bliss.
It's harmonizing me with my bed. Because I drink 1 cup, I have my eyes open 1 minute, and then the next minute is 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, where did the time go? So
I said, where are we? Where am I?
that's really how it be like. He's powerful for me. Maybe I'm just gone.
Nah, I've definitely built a tolerance, but that's for another day.
I think it's just hot drinks in general, to be honest. I don't know. Past 9 o'clock, if I have a hot drink, I'm definitely not trying to stay up till past 10. That's all I know.
Nah, I hear that. I actually hear that.
But I don't want to have hot drinks at breakfast. So I feel like the only time I can have them is in the evening. But then if I drink them in the evening, I'm going to fall asleep early. The paradox is crazy.
Hot drinks are for every moment of the day.
No, it's an evening. I just feel like I can't have it in the middle of the day. It's just too weird to me.
It is odd, but I promise you get used to it.
Okay, maybe I have to try it. We'll check back next week and we'll see if I made any progress. But let's actually talk about the episode. What else about this episode, I guess, entertained you?
Well, Maki's confidence. How can she just pull up? I'm so confused. And because, even she's so comfortable. And Shirogane and Ishigami were so... I love their dynamic in terms of their reaction to her just being on the floor crying. Like, Shirogane is like, "Rah, can we go in? How do we confront her? How do we maneuver?" Facts. Ishigami said, "Bro, I want to serve tea, but I also want to hear the tea. I want to hear about Nevada. I want to hear about, hey, have people been going to heaven recently? Have they been living their best life?" And the way he lit up, it caught me off guard. I was like, bro, I didn't know Ishigami would lit up like that. He just wanted to know. He just wanted information. And the thing is, he's not a gossiper, but he likes hearing information.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I feel like he just likes to be in the know. He won't do anything in it with it, but he'll be like, oh, that's it.
No, 100%. 100%. And I respect that, to be honest. Like, man just wants to know what's going on in the school. It's like, I have no problems with anybody. I'm not problematic. I just want to hear the, what's the news? What's going around?
And one final thing from me that I liked was just the change in animation style when she was, crying. I thought it was kind of cute though, the art style she did, and she was like, I found they were quite. I don't know. I just really like that scene, the way they changed from it was serious, and then she was like all blobby and kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that was. And also I forgot. I liked when she said, "Oh yeah, these are my friends."
Oh, that was so cute, man.
Kaguya was like, "Who?" And she's like, "Miyuki and you." I was like, "Raw, first names already." That tells you be comfortable.
And
I like that. I really like that. I was like, "Oh, he's friends with them." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, it's definitely like a relationship that I approve of, a friendship that is, I green light it, because I know she just adds, and obviously that's what I want more of those interactions. I can tell her life is just full of drama. I just need her to sit down with, her, what do you call them? Why is the word just slipped my brain? That's the one. Agony aunts, and just confess all your feelings. Confess how you're feeling today, and tell me about the drama, and we'll kind of give you advice that we never apply to our own lives, because Shirogane was given hella advice.
They were capping.
Both of them. I was like, you guys, I can't believe. It's the way they sat back in the chair. It was disrespectful to the audience, because we know the truth. I felt disrespected. I was sitting there and I was like, Shirogane and Shigami, do not disrespect me like this today, please. Man sat back with confidence. Both of them looked. And it was like, bro, you just have to be straight to the point. Be honest with your feelings. Tell the truth. You know?
3 seasons, bro. You have not done that wrong.
I was like, why are you lying to us? We've been watching this. We're not new here. I said, check out the YouTube channel. That's what I told them. I was like, check it out YouTube. We've been on this. We've been on the grind. We've never seen you ever apply this.
I don't know why Ishigami is talking when he's trying to do the whole puzzle thing with his confession, because he doesn't have the confidence to say it. Talking about, I'll give you flowers. I mean, I thought it was a nice idea, but you would never piece that together unless you're on the same level of weirdness he is. So he cannot speak to her. But I think they're just talking because they know she doesn't know they like each other, but inside they're just thinking, yeah, I don't believe a single word I'm saying.
100%. They were like, this corn that's flying out my mouth, it's lies, absolutely lies. It's what they want to be. Yeah. But they know they can never attain in this moment in time. And I just love how Shijo is sitting there thinking, raw, these people are like, they're so smart, they're so worldly, they just understand so much. They're the image of perfection in terms of my understanding or some of the things I'm going through. But if she only knew the truth.
If only. Do you think she might join the student council? I guess it's a bit late.
I wouldn't mind that. Actually, I don't think she will. I think the author and the director and everything direction is going in. I feel like she'll just be someone who pops in a lot. She's not going to be someone who like we're going to see every day. But she's going to come up with her drama and pop in. And we're gonna have some of these like wonderful moments and dynamics, and especially since like they're friends now, there has to be like I wouldn't be surprised if randomly she'd just be chilling in there, and then Kage and Chika go in and be like, "What's she doing here?" And then she'd be like, "I'm just waiting for my friends," or something stupid like that. Because I know, because they called Kage off guard. Kage was like, "What? You have more female friends?"
Yes, sir. I mean, he's friends with. She said, "Oh, the president has more than one female friend." I'm just like, is he not friends with Chico? Like, what are you talking about?
It just shows you she doesn't respect Chika like that.
Nah, she's rude. She's friends. He was already friends with Chika, and now he's friends with Hayasaka. So he was already 2 up anyway. Now he's 3 up.
Hey, she just doesn't know how to count.
You better Kaguya. I was low key. You were wilding out this episode, but I still like you. That was another one for the books. Book it, aka watch. No, sorry, aka watch.
Hey, yes, that's
aka
the one.
watch episode 3, Kaguya, season 3, episode 5 discussion. Yeah, as always. Follow the socials for updates. We're recording an episode for the main podcast soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Follow the Instagram for interesting posts. And as always, thank you for watching. Appreciate the support. And any final comments for Joe?
Nah, just stay blessed. Appreciate all the support. Shout out to the ending credits of Kaguya Lovers War, because this ending credits was actually wild. It just came into my mind.
You have to extend it. Forget all that I just said, because that ending. First of all, again, that's why I said the episode was absurd, because I'm like, bro, why did they go so hard on the ending?
There was no need. The animation was stupid, bro. It's the ending started, and usually, like, I'll watch the beginning and the ending and be like, oh, cool. My attention is fizzling out. But I was like, what is this animation? What is this music? What is the animation style? They went bonkers on it.
Bro, it was insane. I was just thinking why, but it was so good. And I was reading into it, and apparently it was one person who did that whole sequence. Stop here. So Dons are talented out here, and that guy, he went insane. He had Ishigami going crazy with that breakdowns. This studio really likes this show, because that ending was like, we had in season 1. Remember the Chika ending where she was doing the dance, and I was just like, wow, bro, that one blew this one out. This one blew that one out of the water easily. You got rap battle, Miko and Chika versus Ishigami and the president, and then he pulls Kaguya onto the stage. That was 10 out of 10. That was a great ending. They did well. They didn't do well. They did amazing. Shout out to those.
No, they're real ones for doing that. Because, like, it's so unnecessary. There's actually no need or motivation to do that. But they still... And that just shows you their passion and love for this series. That they're going all out on creativity. Whatever it is. Even if it's an intro or outro or, mid episode, whatever, they're going full out. I love that.
Yep. Okay, well, now we're going. And for the outro, Joe, take us out on a tune.
I got bars for you. This is Kaguya season 3, episode 4, but it's also episode 5. My bars are not good enough. Like Chika, I'm gonna have to take lessons soon. Peace.
I love you.